The beauty of physical evidence is that it tells a story. We look at the firearm, we look at the blood, there were cartridges left behind, projectiles were found within the toilet. Physical evidence cannot lie.
Day 25 of the Oscar Pistorius trial saw Roger Dixon, the defense's expert witness on everything it would seem, still having to endure the cross-examination of Gerrie Nel. But before proceedings began, Judge Masipa had stern words for members of the public sitting in the overflow courtroom.
I believe the people in GC are unruly. They climb on top of the benches, they cheer, they boo. They do what they like. It is not an entertainment place. This is a court. If you do not want to adhere to the rules, you are free to leave, and security will make sure that you leave.
Advocate Nel once again cross-examined forensic geologist Roger Dixon on his evidence. Dixon demonstrated to the court his version of how Riva was shot.
In the reconstruction as we did it, my lady, memory is a fleeting thing. If my interpretation of events is correct, the first bullet goes into the hip, and then as the impact of the bullet broke the hip, the second shot as she's going down hits the arm, and that because she's unstable, she carries on falling, and you fall backwards because there's wood splinters here but none further, and then she just collapses down on the ground.
Dixon told the court that Riva would have landed against the magazine rack as she fell to the floor after the fourth and final shot.
Which is on
your reconstruction, having fallen on the magazine rack, and that caused the bruise at the buttocks.
Contusion, as Professor Simon says.
Good. And from that position, she must have then fallen forward towards the toilet bowl.
That is my interpretation, my lady.
Then one would expect the magazine rack to be there.
My lady, the foot of the magazine rack, as you can see, is rectangular, approximately that size.
So what you're saying by showing this to us is that the magazine rack was there.
That is my interpretation.
So remember I asked you if you're saying that the accused version is incorrect, and you've now shown us that indeed, even if you refer to 186, the accused was wrong in his version that the magazine rack was not there.
A photograph of someone on his knees standing at Oscar Pistorius' bathroom window was presented to the court, but Nel challenged this, saying it wasn't an exact representation.
Why would you not make sure, as an expert, that the court gets the real measurements? Why would you not ensure that the person on his knees stands on something, is lifted to scale? Because you're an expert.
My lady, it is something I omitted. I overlooked it at the time.
The state believes that Pistorius shot and bashed down the door while on his stumps, but the defense says Pistorius put on his legs after the shots, but before bashing down the door.
Colonel Vermeulen was of the opinion that if the accused stumbled and then stepped on that plank, it could have caused that mark.
I don't think it could have happened because the amount of force necessary to remove that varnish, the foot would have been kicked, and in a stumbling you're not, it's in a confined space. It would have to be a deliberate kick, not a stumble.
Or you almost fall over in stumbling, and you come down hard on the plank. That is at least possible. We talk about likely and possible. Would you at least admit it's possible?
I'm not saying it is impossible to recreate that mark when it's lying flat on the floor, but then it would have to be firmly held so it couldn't move, and you would have to really kick hard deliberately.
In wrapping up, Nell questioned Dixon about the photographs taken during the splinter distribution tests. But after a quick re-examination from Barry Roux, Dixon was excused and court adjourned until Monday, May the 5th.